Now, here's why I didn't do chemotherapy. There's 3 reasons. One, it is a toxic chemical drug, okay? It is poison, right? It kills any rapidly reproducing cell in your body. That's what it does, okay? So that's fine. It's a poison. Number 2 is it causes secondary cancers, right? There's no doctor that will deny or argue with the fact that chemotherapy is also carcinogenic, right? That's why when they administer it, they have to wear 2 sets of gloves. And if it spills on the floor, there's this very specific procedure to clean it up. They cannot get it on their skin. The nurses will not, they have to protect their skin from the drug they're putting in your veins, right? So even before I knew a whole lot about chemotherapy, I didn't have a real good feeling about it because just the whole idea of poisoning your way back to health didn't really sit right with me, okay? But what do I know? I'm just an average guy, but intuitively, it didn't make sense. And for me, what I was doing really had to make sense, and I had to believe in it. If I really believed in chemotherapy, maybe it would have worked. I don't know. But the third thing about chemotherapy that is really, really probably the main reason I didn't do it is it destroys your immune system. When it's killing rapidly reproducing cells, one of the main parts of your anatomy that it destroys are your white blood cells. And even if you have cancer, your body is fighting it. Your body is containing it, right? You're not well, you're sick, but your immune system is the reason it's not all over your body. Okay? If you have a tumor, the reason it's contained and it's not in your brain and in your lungs and your liver, your body is fighting it, trying to control it. Okay? You may have a suppressed immune system. Your body could be overloaded with toxins or both. But what chemotherapy does is it destroys that immune system. And so I bet everyone in this room has probably heard this story from somebody with cancer. They got cancer, they went through surgery, they had chemotherapy. A few months go by, big announcement, there's no evidence of cancer, it's gone. Everybody's so excited, right? And then a few months later to a year later, it's back. But this time, it's all over their body. It's just like taken over. And that's why. It's because their immune system is gone. And it causes secondary cancer. So you've got this double whammy effect with chemo, right? So that's for me. So those are the main reasons why I didn't do chemo. Now, do some people survive chemo? Yes. I have met more people that did not survive than that have survived. And I meet a lot of people with cancer. I get emails, I get phone calls, people, friends of the family, and on and on and on. And it's sad because I counsel a lot of people. Most people don't take my advice, and a lot of those people are not here today. And it's tough. But that's why I keep doing what I'm doing, because I have actually seen a few people that did take my advice that are still alive. So, that kind of is the fire in my belly, so to speak. There's a really important 14-year study about chemotherapy that came out in 2004. This was an Australian study. It was published in the Journal of Clinical Oncology in December 2004. Okay? They studied 154,000 Americans and Australians. What they found was that the overall contribution of chemotherapy to 5-year survival was 2.3%. Okay? That means that chemo only added 2% basically of a benefit to the survival rate as a whole. So the survival rate as a whole is around 60%. About 2% of that is due to chemotherapy. So this is I'm going to read you straight off the study. And by the way, this study is on chrisbeatcancer.com. You can download the whole study. The study results, they said, the overall contribution of curative and adjuvant cytotoxic chemotherapy to 5-year survival in adults is estimated to be 2.3% in Australia, 2.3%, and 2.1% in the USA. Study conclusion. It is clear that cytotoxic chemotherapy only makes a minor contribution to cancer survival. To justify the continued funding and availability of drugs used in chemotherapy, a rigorous evaluation of the cost effectiveness and impact on quality of life is urgently required. Okay? That's pretty serious stuff. And that was largely ignored by the medical community. And these were doctors that did this study, and it was a 14-year study. So it was a big deal. It wasn't just a couple of dudes trying to cull some data together. I mean, they spent a lot of time on it. Chemo was my last resort, okay? Even knowing all that, and I've learned a lot more over the years than I even knew then. Then I was really operating more instinctively than I was operating on facts like these. In the back of my mind, my rationale was, I'm sick. I know I'm not taking care of myself. I know I can live. I know I could make some radical changes to be super healthy, or what I think is super healthy. And why don't I try to build up my body and overdose on nutrition first? And if that doesn't work, there's always chemotherapy, right? So that was my attitude. I'm going to do every single thing I can, overdose on nutrition, fill my body full of the nutrients that it needs. And I am a believer that our bodies are designed to heal themselves, that we're a product of intelligent design, right? The body, that it can heal itself if given the proper nutrients. And that one of the main reasons that so many of us are sick is because we're lacking proper nutrients, because our food is devoid of proper nutrients. Processed food is nutrient deficient. And